Hi, my name is Kathy. Welcome to Sew Full of Grace by Kathy. I'm going to do another Sew Yeah bag, scrap bag unbagging. For those of you that watched my last one, I think this is my fifth perhaps. Know that I wasn't extremely happy with the last bag. It didn't have much yardage in it. But when I say yardage, I consider a 2.5 inch piece that's with the fabric yardage. It's very beneficial. I had a lot of pieces that were like 8 inches by 12 inches. And while, yeah, you can do some scrappy things with those, they aren't typically useful for a lot of projects. They were really small, little, just subcut pieces. So I'm hoping that this bag, which weighs 4 pounds, 1.5 ounces, is going to have some wonderful yardage in it. I thought I'd give it one more try. So here we go. Let's reach into the bag. Oh, this is a really pretty piece. It's metallic, and I don't usually do a lot of metallic, but I have a friend who does. But this piece I really love. It's a Benartex Festive Medallions, and it's really pretty. And it is a third of a yard. So that's very cool. I like that piece. My second piece is by Benartex. Am I saying that right? It's Benartex, yeah, as well. And it is 9.5 inches. And that's a Christmas or a holiday print. Snow. It's called Painted Sky. It's for Painted Sky Studio. And then another piece. Oh, there's a lot of pieces by these have to all be Benartex. This is a really pretty holiday piece in gold. A lot of metallic. And it's 15 inches, so it's almost a third of a yard. It is a third of a yard. More than a third of a yard. That is very pretty. So far, I am way more pleased with this scrap bag. Though I don't use a whole lot of metallics. Holiday metallics are usually okay. Another piece of that same fabric. This is 8 inches. Oh, it's not the same fabric. It's the same as the black, only in green and gold metallic. Then I have a piece. And it's another holiday piece, although it's fabric that looks like burlap. It's not burlap, but it looks like burlap. And again, it's with the fabric. I'm so much happier with this scrap bag. It's 11 inches, so it's almost a third of a yard. And then this is a very pretty piece. It's just a smaller piece. Oh, yeah, it's not quite with the fabric, as we can see, but it's not bad. And that's 11 inches. Reaching back in. Thanks for joining me, by the way. Hope you're having a great day or evening. This is very cool. Oh, it's Hocus Pocus, so it must, well, I don't know. I'm not very much up on my Harry Potter and things like that. I don't know if Hocus Pocus is part of Harry Potter or something else, but it's a nice neutral blender. And this is a big piece of fabric. This is a really big piece of fabric. This is Fossil Fern by Benartex. And it's almost a full yard. It's 32.5 inches. So way to go. So yeah, you've really changed my mind about my scrap bags. That is a huge piece of very usable fabric. It's a great blender. And Fossil Fern is very popular. So how I got almost a full yard, I won't know. Consider myself blessed. And I'm working on a project with stripes on it. This is Heartscape. And it's a really pretty stripe. And I'm making some scrappy improv blocks, and I decided to do some stripes with it, so this will be great for that. And I was doing a lot of greens, but this is teals, and it's got some green in it, so it'll go great with it. It's almost 8 inches. So, another good piece. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I was so disappointed after the last one. I'm like, it had a lot of Minkie in it. And I know it's a scrap bag, so you don't know what you're going to get. But it had so much Minkie. I'm going to try to raise this up a little bit. And that's probably not going to work well, but we're going to try. There. Oh, that's so much better. But it had maybe a third of it was Minkie and flannels. And I just wasn't expecting that, I guess. I don't do a lot of Minkie. I love it, but I don't do much with it because I do mostly quilts. And it had a piece of wax canvas, which I was excited about. It was only 5 inches, but I wanted to try wax canvas, so I was really excited about it. And I did an experiment with it because I'd been told by my local crafts shop, which is my local fabric shop, which is closed, that if you used a blow dryer, you could get the crease lines out of wax canvas, and you can. So there's a little piece of information. If you're working with wax canvas, you don't like all the work lines on it, you can just use your blow dryer and they come out. They really do come out. This is a nice piece of fabric. Harvest Farm by Painted Sky Studio. Oh, cool. And it's 16 inches, so almost half a yard. So happy, so pleased. So I'll be ordering a scrap bag again. I was about not to do it after the last one. But I thought, no, to be fair, I've had some decent scrap bags. I'll give them another try. And this was definitely worth another try. I probably need more fabric, like I need a hole in the head. Or another hole. Oh, it's going to fall. I'm packing up a lot of round robin sets of blocks to go out. So, ooh, this is maybe a 108. And it's a big piece of it. 27. Yeah. It's Serenity 108 by Jetty Holmes. It's a really pretty fabric. Can you see the pattern on that? It's really pretty. And I have 14 inches, so I have a third of a yard. Very cool. I will have some wonderful yardage after all this is opened. And we got a bunch of patriotic pieces. Oh, that's the other thing I had. A lot of pieces, like a big piece of a farm scene, and it just wasn't fabric that I would use in any quilting. And I gave most of it away. Of my scrap bag, I probably had this much left that was quilting cotton. So this is much better. This is Heart's Anthem by Stephanie Merritt. W&P fabric, and it's 13 inches, so it's a third of a yard. It's very pretty. Then this is another patriotic print. It's pretty, and it's 9 inches, so I've got a quarter of a yard. Again, a lot of great usable fabric. I have a bin that's just holiday fabrics, and that's where those 2 pieces will go. And then Christmas is in a different bin, because obviously you get a lot more Christmas fabric than you do get other things. Oh, but a whole bunch is going to come falling out at once. Oh, this is cool. This would make a great, it's a 108. And it's a full 108. Sometimes when I get 108s, I get like partial pieces, like they'll cut it down the middle. And I'll get like 25 inches because it's 108. And then they divide it in half. But this is a great piece. I mean, it's only maybe 12 inches wide. And 11. But with 108, you can do a lot with that. So That's a very cool piece. They make a great vacation bag or something like that, right? This is a very pretty piece. And it is, am I trying to read upside down? It is B Dots. It's a Lori Holt piece. Oh, yeah. And I covered up my little cutting board here, but it's 14 inches. And it's a great piece of fabric. I can do a lot with that. I do a lot of round robins. Right now we're working on log cabin round robins. So as long as you've got a decent sized piece, you can do at least your first few rounds with it. If you get a bigger piece, you can do all the way around, but you need about a yard to finish up the last border. So, ooh, this is very pretty. It's not with the fabric, so I'm not sure what it was. As you can see, they cut part of it off. But that's a great piece of fabric. Love that. It's not batik, but it's a pretty piece of fabric. Purples and pinks, kind of maybe a little bit of a red in it, and some olive greens. Might be able to use it with my stripes for my scrappy improv blocks. This looks like it would be silk, but it's not. But it's just a small, see, my last scrap bag was all pieces like this. And you really can't do much with that side. You can, but not a ton. That might actually be, it's 11 by 11. I could make a layer cake piece out of that. Doesn't feel like cotton. Maybe it's a rayon. And I have a couple pieces of that. I have another piece of it as well. Both the same size pieces. If my bag had been all that, I would have been really sad. But here are a bunch of small pieces again. So this is what my whole last scrap bag was. So the whole scrap bag was like this. Tiny little pieces. When I think of scrap bags, I don't think of someone as cutting up a little piece that they were working on. Like your and my scrap bag would be, right? Pieces that we cut off. When I think of scrap bag from a store, I think of end of bolt, things like that. I don't think of pieces that someone threw in a bin after they were, but I guess if someone's making a kit or something, you would get a piece like that. But here's a piece with a is it with a fabric or it's just a single piece? Nope, it's just a single piece that's been cut. But that's a pretty color. Here's another small piece. I am so glad that I had a bunch of big pieces besides these small little pieces, because I would have been so sad. But it looks like we might have come to the end of the small pieces, hopefully. And here's, ooh, this is really cool. And I am doing a quilt that's got kind of like Starry Nights on it. So this would kind of probably go really good with it, although it looks like it's probably more like 4th of July fireworks. The colors would be good with that. Does this have a selvage on it? Yes, it does. It is Shoreline Stories by Blank Quilting. And it's 16 inches. I may have to redo all of my bins, not redo them. Oops, you fell. Well, that's just gonna stink if it won't stay. I don't have to redo my bins, but I need to put all my pieces in my bins. And I would love to have, you know, everything wrapped on, I'm looking at an avalanche here, sorry. A bunch of envelopes laying there. Where I can just have things on mini bolts and just be able to pull them, because having to reorganize bins all the time is a lot of work, especially you can tell I'm in a wheelchair and I've got to go and pull things down and they're stacked. What you want is always in the very bottom bin. This is another piece of pretty fossil fern. That's really pretty. And it's about 8 inches. I'm actually going to shoot once I empty the bag, but I'm not going to. I like to be surprised. There we go. We're getting towards the bottom. My very first bag was humongous. I mean, humongous. But this is another fossil fern. And it is just under 6 inches. And that's really pretty. So I'm getting a lot of fossil fern in this bag, which is kind of fun. Did you happen to watch the So Yeah show where you got, in the after show, you got to pick out a theme for your fabric, and they would go pick what you wanted out of the basics? I just wanted some Ruby Star Society because I love Ruby Star's selvages, and so I just said Ruby Star. So I got 3 different pieces of patriotic fabric. An orange, a blue, yeah, maybe a beige. I don't remember what it was, but they were star fabrics. This is, again, fossil fern. And it's a really pretty piece of orange. I could make a fossil fern scrappy improv block, and that would be great. Well, there's more fossil fern in that bag. I peeked. This is pretty. It's botanical from, oh, it's a Jason Yenner print. And that's very pretty. And it is 17 inches, almost a half a yard. It is really pretty. It's got some succulents and some butterflies and fern leaves. That's very pretty. Some more fossil fern. Wow. I don't even think I have any fossil fern in my collection, so that's kind of cool. This is a really pretty tealish color. And it is 5.5 inches. So that'll work well. I can get 2 strips out of that. If I'm cutting strips just to get rid of my stash and to put them in like a jelly roll box, I do cut them at 2.5 inches. But if I'm working on a project, I cut 2 5/8 inches because that allows you to square it up a little bit better. So I never believed at first that you would overcut your fabric. I've been quilting for more than 40 years. And so you always cut exact pieces, right? Well, sometimes you're a little bit off. You can start seeing exactly right. And I did a swap where you were asked to cut your pieces bigger and then to square down. I thought, well, that's just stupid. That's a huge waste of fabric. But boy, it's a lot easier to get exact size blocks when you oversize and you cut down, you trim. So I don't know who this is because the selvage doesn't have anything on it, but it's a pretty leaf pattern. It's very pretty. And then this is Allison Glass. Oh, it's Allison Staffen. I'm really sorry, because I know it's not Allison Glass. It's Allison Staffen for the Blank Quilting Corporation. Desert Bloom. And it's cacti. And that's really pretty. I don't think right away it screams cactus. Unless you're looking at it, it just screams floral. That's really pretty. Oh, here's another really big piece of fabric. It is Botanical Garden by Amy Stewart for Michael Miller. Wild Foliage. And that's really pretty. And that is 14 inches. It's another 1/3 of a yard. I am very happy. Very happy. So thank you, So Yeah, for a great scrap bag. Another piece of fossil fern. It's got a great little piece of selvage on it too. And it's 6 inches. So again, I can get 2 decent sized strips out of there, or some pieces for some blocks. I didn't used to do a lot of strip quilting until I started doing my round robin swaps, and we've been doing a lot of strip quilting in the round robin swaps. And then also, I got assigned the scrappy improv block, and that's a lot of strip quilting. So I've been doing a lot of strip stuff. So I just pre-cut strips sometimes. I'll take my piece and just go through and pre-cut my strips. This is a piece of holiday fabric. Ivy berries and leaves. And it's for Bentertex. Doesn't say what it is, but. And then this will be, I think I can get 2.5 inches out of that. Yep, I can get 2.5 inches out of this piece once I square it up. So it's Harvest Farm. So that can go into something. This is novelty fabric. It's, make sure I put it the right way for you. It's sea life, fish, shells, all different kinds of birds, crabs, seahorses. I loved seahorses when I was a kid. I wanted a seahorse so bad. Never got one, but I wanted one. Do I want to start a saltwater aquarium? Probably not. They're a lot of work. But this is almost, this is 13 inches. So that's kind of cool. Like I said, I don't do a lot of novelty fabrics just because I do a lot of swaps. And you never know what someone really wants in their swap. And if I get a block that's got some questionable novelty fabrics, I'm always like, you know, that was great for your quilt and your project, but do you really want to put that in somebody else's quilt? Because they may not like that. So when you're doing a project that you're sending out blocks for, kind of think, it's my taste, but is it going to be the taste of the person I'm sending it to? And it might not be, and I guess that's okay, because I've gotten some blocks that I would not have normally picked out for myself, but that I love. But then there's some things that are just not my taste at all, but that's when you swap blocks, you get a variety. This is a piece of juvenile novelty fabric. It has all kinds of kids' toys on it, and old-fashioned kids' toys. Old-fashioned. These were my kids' toys when I was growing up, and even my kids' toys. So I'm old, but and that's a half a yard. So that's very cool. I have a friend who makes doll clothes, and she may really like this for some of her doll clothes. I may give it to her, but oh, it's got such great memories in it about little toys. So maybe not. And I've got 2 pieces left, maybe 3 pieces. This is with the fabric. I'm not sure who it is because it doesn't have a written salvage on it. But it's a great blender. And 13 inches. So again, a third of a yard. Great, great yardage this time, guys. Thank you so much. So yeah, much, much appreciated. 2 pieces left. Now I was doing, one of my round robins was on a girl's rounds, and she had sewing words written on her squares that we started with for the center square for the round robin, for the half log cabins, and I tried to get fabrics that went with the different words on there to play on the words. This would have been great for stitching. That would have been a great piece to have. Couldn't find anything that was exact at the time, but this would have been great. Maybe I'll send her a piece to rip off and she can have that to one of her blocks or something on the outside border. And this is net with the fabric. It's been cut again, but it's a really pretty fabric. It's very pretty. And I don't know who it is because it says M-O something, but that's all it says. But it's quite a pretty piece of fabric too. So I will count up my yardage and try to post that in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. You guys have a blessed day. Thanks again. Bye-bye for now.